guys, and welcome back to my new vlog. So we have just finished packing our last bits and we are on our way down to Cagliari, from where tomorrow morning we are gonna get the airplane to Milan, and then from Milan to Singapore, and from Singapore to Perth. So come travel with us for at least 24 hours. And tonight we are staying in a small hotel room down in Cagliari, and then waking up quite early tomorrow to start our day. So we were planning to go quite light, but we ended up with a big full suitcase and then a small one and 3 other bags. So it's not like we don't have much. So we just have this room and a small TV, and then in here there is the bedroom, very cozy, and then the bathroom. So we have just said our goodbyes to Igor's family, just quite sad, and this is the start to our journey. Hello guys, good morning. We have just woken up, gotten ready, and now we are just about to head out to the train station to get our train to the airport of Cagliari. It is currently 5:15. We have slept probably, I don't know, 4.5 hours I think, so not much, but at least that means we'll get to sleep a bit on the flights. So we have just passed security and now we're going to our gate, number 18. Just boarding our first flight of the day. It is so cold here, but luckily we are going towards summer. Anyway, I always give a little kiss to the airplane. This is just for good luck. And then we got into quite a bit of turbulence, but luckily the flight was only an hour and a half. Ended up landing in Milan and it was so much colder, and then we picked up our suitcases and headed straight to check in with Singapore Airlines, where we are leaving with economy class. Next time, business. So we got through the security and then we're heading to our gate, and we found, so we have never travelled internationally, so we didn't know that there would be a long queue for passports, and that took us at least, I'd say, half an hour to 45 minutes, boiling hot. But we luckily made it in time to our gate. Now we're just waiting for it to open. It should open in like 10 minutes. And we have bought some snacks and are getting ready to board our 12-hour flight. And we found out that there is an open bar, so why not? So we have gotten onto the flight and they have given us these earbuds. Anyway, and then they have given us a blanket that I'm now going to open, and the pillow. And then what we did, we tried this technique. It has worked this time, but I cannot be sure that it will work each time. But we booked this seat and then that seat, and then just hope that no one would have to get in the middle, and it worked. So now we have much more space.
Welcome on board Singapore Airlines.
I'm pretty sure this is a meat with some I might try it in a little bit. And I've got a nice white wine, and we're only an hour and a half in, and yeah, for now it's going quite well. We'll see. Soon well not soon, in a couple of hours we'll order a couple more snacks and see what they have. Just woken up, I'm quite tired, didn't get much sleep in, but we have got a breakfast with a crepe with mushrooms, sausage, and it looks like hash browns, and also some fruit and some yogurt. So man, that was the most stressful part of the whole trip for now. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. So first of all, we were a 12-hour flight, got in and it was raining, so they had to do like, I don't know how many, like at least 5 rounds on the top of the airport until they came down, so it was like half an hour late. Then we got down and waited for the luggage for at least half an hour because it was raining. And then we had to go from one terminal to another, and we are in the airport of Singapore. So it's a very big airport. I don't think I've ever been in an airport this big. So that was actually quite easy to get from one terminal to another. And then went to check in, and there was a problem after another. When we were still at home, we did the check-ins for all 3 of the flights. But then on the last flight, only my boyfriend was able to be checked in, and it gave an error to me. So I contacted the company and they said that it was just a casual, like they picked casual people to do the check-in at the counter. Don't really know why. Anyway, so today I went to the counter, and luckily we found a very nice lady which ended up calling Australia to try and figure out. They were able to solve the problem but didn't let us know what the problem was, but as long as it's solved. And then we were able to go through, but I was scared because it was less than an hour until the check-ins closed and everything. Anyway, and then we started running to the gate, and the gate obviously was the last one of all of them, so we had to run a long way. And then we are used to doing security before you go into the airport. Instead here they have it just before you go into the gate. So we quickly did that even if no one was in here, and now it has just completely filled up with people. So we just got here in time before everyone else starts coming in. And now we are gonna get onto this 5-hour flight and sleep a bit more, but as long as we're getting there. So we have just arrived in our apartment for the next 9 days, and now we can finally relax. So that's the end of the travel vlog.